Cool. 460-degree island perimeter. You're given a map in form of a two-dimensional integer grid where 1 represents land and 0 represents water. Grid cells are connected horizontally or vertically, not diagonally. The grid is completely surrounded by water, and there is exactly one island, one or more connected land cells. The islands doesn't have lakes, which is water inside that isn't connected to water around the island. One cell is a square with a side length of 1. The grid is rectangular, and the width and height don't exceed 100. Determine the perimeter of the island. Okay, I mean, I guess they intentionally add all these restrictions to make it easy. I think this should be pretty straightforward. You just have to check what's inside, what's on the outside, and what's not, right? And then just increment otherwise. Yeah, and the way you could check that is just by looking at all the adjacent ones. I haven't only, yeah, and I don't think you have to worry. Yeah, I mean, my only maybe concern is that there may be double counting, but I think you should be okay as long as you look at the right directions. Yeah, should be okay. Let me just type it out then. Oop. Oh, is it 1? Yep. And yeah, as usual, if you have questions while I'm coding, let me know. I mean, I think this is pretty straightforward, so that's why I'm not articulating my thoughts that much. But you feel like I have not done as much, then let me know. So in this case, you actually increment it because that if you're inside the island and you have to look outside the border. I have to log in. All right. Whoops. Oh, oops. Okay. I think one thing that I do actually very commonly is that I mix up the rows and columns. So I'm just going to test another case. Yeah, okay. Seems reasonable then. Maybe. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this was the way, the way they set it up should be straightforward. I mean, usually in these other ones, they really added a lot of limitations here, so that uh, yeah, so that essentially so that this algorithm, the very naive algorithm, could work. Then that's why I didn't really give it another dot. Because usually the other kind of case you might worry about is just like multiple islands, and then you have to figure out like how things are connected or not, or lakes where, well, you have to then like how do you want to define the parameter in that case, right? But otherwise, yeah, okay, cool. I was an interview question. This is probably a little bit on the easy side, and maybe as an interviewee is a little bit on the easy side, but that's fine. Maybe I think that's okay. On the interviewer side, I think this one's a little tricky and to give as an interviewer, only because you have only like all these kind of stipulations that kind of will make the problem easier, and it's intended to be there to make the problem easier. But then you have to explain yourself on why it makes the problem easier, or like without kind of giving an explicit hint, uh, and it's just like a little bit like uh, um, like you give the interviewee the like this statement of like, oh yeah, in this island it doesn't have lakes. Well, you know, sometimes it may throw them off. They may wonder like why doesn't it have legs, and and so forth. So like, I think for an easy question, I like to keep it simple and just I kind of focus on not necessarily the edge cases, on kind of like, or not even like taking away the edge cases. Like the more details you provide to a problem, it should be to help build understanding of that problem, and not necessarily to kind of like almost like playing a game of like guess what I'm trying to ask you to implement kind of thing. And I mean, this case is actually not too tricky, but excuse me, but I would still try to avoid unnecessary complications to kind of waste time on some people, because some people will kind of use more time on just understanding this problem more than they need to, and I don't know. For me, that just feels a little unfair because sometimes, uh, uh, yeah, I mean, and I would like to give everyone a close opportunity, like as equal as opportunity as possible, even if they don't necessarily like have the experience of just practicing Leetcode all the time and so forth, right?